It's your boy Parquet, back with another video to entertain you. So, we talking about Kevin Saumels and Dr. Umar. Now, there was a young lady who was pressing, she was pressing the issue where, well, what about Dr. Umar? She bringing in a whole lot of nigga into the conversation, and sometimes these guys be instigating things. But now let's get to the meat of the matter. I believe she was instigating and she was trying to dig and try to cause some problems between these two brothers, even though they didn't have verbal exchanges in the public. She brought it to the forefront. She was asking about um, she was talking with Dr. Umar, and he responded that, well, what Dr. Umar has done in the black community, where are the schools, and that's what Kevin responded, where are the schools what Dr. Umar has built, and rightfully so. And he always talking, he always doing this, and he always doing that, he always asking for donations, but he not never getting built, and that was Kevin Samuel's point. Yet again, I am not in the Kevin Samuels camp. I agree with the dude now. I like a lot of things what he says does make sense. I think when I hear Steve Harvey, and like if you talking about Steve Harvey, I think Steve Harvey fool. I be listening to Steve Harvey, and it don't what he be saying don't be making no type sense. And women always go back to Steve Harvey. I don't know what reason, but when I ask my brethren what y'all think about Steve Harvey, they be looking at Steve Harvey like that nigga don't be making no sense. That nigga ain't sounding like no type of sense. So I know any woman that goes to Steve Harvey for advice when it comes to dealing with men, nothing happening for her. You see what I'm saying? The Steve Harvey is a man who I just think fool. I mean, he's entertaining, but when it comes to terms of relationship, he fool. I mean, a lot of things he say fool, just to be honest. But back to Kevin Samuels and Dr. Umar. Now, Umar, of course, he was responding back to Kevin Samuels, and he was big mad about Kevin Samuels and what's not. And but it's the truth. We are the schools. You know what I mean? So I don't even see what the argument is. I mean, what he's saying makes sense. And with like we looking for proof for these things, but you saying you for the black community, but you in doing with these things, but you saying you for the black community for in the US. Like you being seeing these things, but you willing. You just like we could talk about LeBron. LeBron, he got schools. He has a school. You know what I mean? So you can, and Umar he been doing this thing for a little while. But ain't nothing tangible. So how y'all feel about this subject? How y'all feel about it? I like Dr. Umar. I like the things that he talks about, things that he says, but you can't just talk. You gotta have practice too. You know what I'm saying? But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and be back to watch another video. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section.